everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Turnips to Tangerines. Thanks for dropping by today. And today we are going to roast some elephant garlic. I don't know if you've ever taken a peek at this, but you can find it in the produce section of most major, grocery stores, the bigger ones, I guess. I found this at Walmart. I think it was $1.59 per chunk, and they are big. So actually, if you want to, this is like one bulb, so if you want to, I guess, get more garlic for your, more bang for your buck, I guess this is the route to go. And it's by, oh geez, let me just cut that off. Spice World. And let me see, the first time I used this, I was in Georgia visiting my daughter, and my son-in-law and I used it. I roasted it, and then my son-in-law and I added it to pizza dough, homemade pizza dough, and it was really, really good. So there you go. That's the name of it, Spice World. And I'll cut this one off too. I want to see how easy this is, because I had wanted to see if I could grow this, but it isn't really the best weather for us here to do that. So I think I might wait and do that project maybe when the weather gets a little nicer. Whoa, right now it's still kind of, I'm trying to get my garlic cloves in here good. Okay, there we go. And to roast garlic in your oven, it's really very easy to do. And it takes a matter of a few seconds just to get it prepared. I'm going to cut the tops off, and then you wrap it in some aluminum foil. You drizzle on a little bit of vegetable oil, or you could even use olive oil. I don't have any olive oil right now for some unknown reason, and I just sprinkle on a little bit of coarse salt. And you roast it until they're nice and gooey and yummy, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with them when that's done. So the first thing I'm going to do, and these look a little, I don't know, real fresh, but you just, let's move you over there. You just, hopefully you got a sharp enough knife. I ordered one from Amazon, so I am getting, mine is coming, so I can't wait. And you just, very easily cut through the top. I'm trying, this core right here doesn't want to cut, so I think I'm just going to cut around it. This big thing doesn't want to seem to cut for some unknown reason. Yeah, could be the knife. You just cut the tops off of your garlic. You want to keep it intact though. You don't want to, peel your garlic cloves out of there. There's one stuck right here that I can't get at either. So you just kind of peel them back like that. And let me see if I can just kind of cut you off a little bit here. I think I can. There. How's that? A little bit? Oh, I don't want to take the whole thing off, so I'm just going to take my scissors here and snip it. Ah, great. Ah, that's okay. We'll just push it together like that, and we will hold it good like that. And you can take some of those off. You don't want to take them all off, so we'll set that aside. You want to kind of keep the clove intact as much as you can. That's kind of like your goal. But, but look at the size of this baby. Look at the size of that. Now you know why it's called elephant. I mean, I used my last garlic clove for my chili. I wish I would have kept it so you could compare the two, but just look at that. Now that's a garlic clove. I mean, come on now. So, buy the big ones. You get more bang for your buck, evidently, because look at that. Wow. These are bigger than one. Oh, here we go. Is this going to work nice? Oh, not really. Okay. I'm just going to cut down to that then. The little wick or stem, I guess you could call it, since it's not cooperating with me today. and that's okay. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some butter garlic herb spread. And this is the first thing to do is you got to do your garlic. So that's why I'm doing this. You can do it with regular garlic too. You don't have to use the elephant garlic. But elephant garlic, I don't know if a lot of people are really familiar with it. Well, so that's why I thought, well, for $1.59 I'll pick it up and do a short video on it, just in case people just don't, you know, never used it before. That's kind of what videos should be about, really. Now I'm going to take some of my tin foil here. Now this is just your regular old tin foil. I would have probably preferred to have used a heavy duty, you know, tin foil for this. This is kind of the, I don't know what they did with tin foil, but tin foil just is not like what it used to be. It is like cheap. And I'm not kidding you. I love tin foil, but I don't use it like I used to. And I don't care what brand you buy. It's just terrible. It's just cheap. For lack of a better word, it's cheap. Okay, so stop making all that noise. Okay, we're going to set this here. I'm going to put one there. And we're going to gather this one up. And since it decided to fall over a little bit, we are going to push you next to that one. There, and plus we're going to wrap this up so it'll be good. And then we're just going to take a little bit of our oil, which is just Crisco, your everyday oil, or like I said, you could very easily use olive oil. I think the last time I did make this or did roast garlic, I used olive oil. And you just lightly give it a little bit of oil. That gives it the nice, yummy, yum, 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 yum. You just add it. And, you know, drizzle it on lightly, thickly. It doesn't really, there's no rhyme or reason. Wow! Well, not that much, but hey, you can, I guess. Yeah, it's okay. That's garlic, right? And then we're going to add some coarse salt. I like to use the coarse salt for this just because I think it tastes better. And this is just for the roasting part. Alrighty, there we go. And I will put that down. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to wrap this up. And since that's a mess right there, we're going to wrap this up first. And we're just going to kind of wrap this around. And wrap it up like that. And kind of smush it up. Go like that. Take this end and kind of move it around the stems because I couldn't get the stems off. I can't wait for my new knife. I just cannot wait. I'm so excited about it. I have got a lot of knives, but none of them are really that great. So, there you go. One thing when you start doing food videos, you realize what you need in your home. And I needed several different things that I thought I had or, you know, did have, but they weren't the best. So, you do learn what you do need in your kitchen. So there you go. It's all wrapped up. The 2 big elephant cloves or bulbs of garlic. 2 big elephant bulbs and some salt, kosher salt, some vegetable oil, all wrapped up in my tin foil. And then I'm just going to put it in this little baking dish, this little Pyrex baking dish. It is, whoa. What does it say there? It doesn't really say. It's a 6 cup. I'm just going to stick it and throw it in here if it fits. It might not. Oh, sure. There we go. Just because. I mean, you don't have to put it in a glass container. You can just set it right on the racks in your oven too. But I'm just going to use this little thing here. This little dish. So, now you put it in your oven at 425 degrees. That's what I have mine preheated at. And you throw it in your oven and you roast it, I would say, oh, well, I'm going to give it 45 minutes. and then I'm going to take a peek, and if I need to, you know, add more time on that, I will, and then when I come back, I'll let you know exactly how long I let it roast for. It all depends. Everybody's oven's different, and even the size of the garlic cloves and etc. So that's what we're going to do, and after these are done and I take them on the oven, you're going to see what I'm going to do next. So stay tuned and come on back so I can make my herb garlic butter. See you back here. Bye-bye. Our garlic is all done. I just took it out a little bit ago. I roasted the garlic at elfin garlic at 425 degrees, and I did roast it for an hour. So I thought it would be done in 45 minutes, but it was done in an hour. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of this little pan, move that aside, and we're going to take a peek. Now, it should be good to go. Ooh, that looks delicious, doesn't it? Oh, yummy. See how tender that is? Wow. Yep. We're just going to take the big cloves out here. Normally I would squeeze them into my little food processor thingy here that I'm going to be using here in a minute. Like that, you just go squeeze and it comes right out. And it's real easy, but they're a little warm yet. Woo, there we go. And I'm going to just move this aside here and put those there. And oh, there's my light. I'm just going to put the garlic in here. Throw them in there just like that. Just throw them in there and put them in there all around. Ooh, hot, but it's good. And make sure we got all the little pieces. Oh, we almost missed that piece. Not good. That would have been sad if we would have forgot that. And we're just gonna squeeze the cloves in there. Set them down. Ooh, another one here. Wow. And we almost missed another one. There we go. Let's move this down here a little bit. And one thing about garlic, whether it's roasted or plain or whatever, our garlic is very sticky, so you got to remember that. And here's another piece. And now we have like all these little pieces here. And we will, ooh, oh, that's good. Squeeze that on. This is really good if you just take this like this and squeeze it right onto your piece of bread. Ooh, yum, yum. Here's some more. Ooh, that's hot. That part is hot. You might have to let this sit a little bit because I'm going to be adding butter to this. Softened butter, and I don't want the butter to turn into a melted mess here. Oh boy, it turned out really good. Yeah, whoa, that turned out excellent. So we're going to, wow, my light's making a flashing lights here. What the heck? So we're just going to set this aside right here for now. And hey, leave that alone. Maybe that's why the dogs were standing on it. We're just going to let this come to a little bit more room temperature. And then I'm going to show you what we do next. We remember when we roasted it, we added salt. So we will not be adding any more salt to this. I think that it won't be necessary. And then I'm going to add some parsley flakes and a little tiny bit of Italian seasoning to it and a little pepper, not much. And why I'm going to do that is because I'm going to use dried herbs for this, a dried parsley, and of course Italian seasoning is dried. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to keep this stored in my refrigerator for when I want to make garlic bread or, you know, just to put it on a sandwich or a bagel or something like that. So that's what I'm going to use it for. Now, if I was going to use it right away for garlic bread or for something on that order, you can even add a little bit of the herb garlic butter to even just plain pasta and eat it like that, and that's really good too. But the reason why, like I said, is I'm going to be storing this in my refrigerator for this weekend. I want to make garlic bread and some other things, so I'm going to do that with it. Otherwise, if you were going to, like I said, if you were going to use it right away, you could use fresh herbs, fresh thyme chopped up, and rosemary would be excellent in it, or fresh basil, parsley, whatever. You can do whatever you want with this. It's just kind of, you know, make it as you want it. So this is, I think is it cooling down now a little bit? Maybe. I think so. I'm going to quick wash my hands, and then I'm going to add 1 stick. I could have possibly have added 2, but I'm only going to add 1 stick of unsalted butter, and you can see how soft that is. Just sat out at room temperature, so it's nice and soft. But I am going to quickly wash my sticky fingers, and I will be right back here, and we will finish up that. We are going to add our butter, and you could possibly add more butter if you wanted to. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to make both bulbs, so that was the reason for that. I'm going to add a little bit of parsley here. And I think I'm going to hold off on the pepper till we're all done here. And I'm there. Not sure if I really want to add pepper. I could, but we'll see here. Let's try this first. And a little bit of Italian seasoning. Like I said, you can use fresh herbs if you have them. That's fine. And this is a little bit of Italian seasoning. We don't want to overpower it either with spices. We want to be able to taste the garlic. That's the purpose of the roasting. So that's a little bit of Italian seasoning here. And a little bit of parsley flakes. You can also use fresh, like I said. I have fresh basil, but like I said, I just want to put this away. Hey, leave that alone, please. Oh my goodness. And this is my little handy dandy. This, oh boy. Doesn't that look nice? Mm-mm. Oh, I just want to lick that. Taste it, and I'm going to. Oh, Now that is good. I'm going to add just a sprinkle of this Italian seasoning, just a little bit. Come on, Larry, get down. Okay, just a shake. And I'm going to add just a shake of parsley. Boy, that's good. I'll be making this again. And I am going to add a tiny, tiny bit of salt, believe it or not, and a tiny, tiny bit of pepper. I do believe it needs a little of both. I did use the unsalted butter. So if you did use the salted butter, you know, check it also for seasoning. But I used the unsalted butter. I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of pepper here. And a little tiny bit of salt. And we're going to give it a whirl, and we're going to see what that tastes like. I'm adding just, like I said, a little bit of salt. Yeah. And a little tiny bit more. Not much. That is good, good, good. That is delicious. Oh, there goes my light again. I don't know what's going on over here. Well, come on. Come on. There we go. This little thing works pretty good. I don't use it often, but I do use it. And I just want to, you know, there. That's plenty. There we go. And that can go there. And I'm just going to stir that up a little bit. Larry, down. Boy, that would have not have been good, Larry. No. Take out that. There we go. Put that in there. I'm just going to use my finger. It's clean. Yep, that's what it needed. And I'm just going to put this in a little glass jar here, and we'll store it in my refrigerator in here. And in case you're wondering, this little mini chopper, and this is it here. It comes with this cup here, and it comes with, you know, the top and the blade. It also comes with another attachment. It's one of those immersion blender attachments. It's silver, and it's really a nice little gadget. I bought it a couple years ago. I don't use it a lot, but when I do use it, I really love it. And it comes with this, also your little attachment here, and it also comes with this whip that works really, really nice. And you don't have to use it with this cup here. And it comes with this, so you can, you know, if you're dieting or something and you want to make one of those little shakes or, you know, whatever, this works really nice. So, if you're just wondering, I did buy that on Amazon. It is oven tea, O-V-E-N-T-E. I'll have all the links at the bottom in case you are interested. So, it's just something, sometimes I like to pass that along. Okay, now we are going to put our garlic herb butter, or herb garlic butter, however you want to call it, into our little jar here, our glass jar. Whoop. Now, get a little closer here. Put it into our glass jar here. And like I said, this was just 2 big bulbs of the elephant garlic roasted, 1 stick of butter, room temperature, and then a little. So that kind of prompted me to go, well, might as well make my own. And I will quickly wipe that off the top, and we will let that sit. And that's basically it. And you can add whatever herbs you want. You can use fresh herbs. You can use dried herbs like I did. You can, I mean, whatever. You can, you know, go to town. Or you don't have to use any herbs at all if you don't want to. Just use the butter and the garlic. Or you don't even have to use butter if you don't want to. Just take your little blender thing and zoom it up and whip it together. You can use a fork to do that. Mash it up with a fork or a spoon or, you know, whatever. I usually use a fork, but after I bought this, I use this now. So, but like I said, this is it. It looks good. I'm going to save it and put it on some of my garlic. I'm going to make French bread, and I'm going to slather it on there and bake it. But that looks really yummy. Like I said, well, looks really yummy. Like I said, you don't even have to add the butter if you don't want to. And I am going to let it cool here. Well, let's take a nice good look at that. Ooh. I mean, it is good, and it smells good and fresh and yummy. This is what it looks like in the jar. So if you're looking for a really fast, easy way to use some elephant garlic, this is your answer right here. And like I said, 1 huge bulb of elephant garlic, I think it was $1.59. So this is really, you know, for this big jar, it is very economical also.